Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Humanitarian Horizons, Christina DiArcangelo Unveiled. And today, you don't see another guest with me. And the reason is because I wanted to address some of the things that have been occurring lately with my hacked personal Facebook. So some of my followers and those that tune into my podcast may have noticed a couple of recent posts over the past couple of weeks wherein I have shared posts that were posted on my private Facebook that were not me. My Facebook, incidentally, was hacked last August, and I tried, as I'm sure you could imagine, several times, several different ways to get my Facebook back through Meta. Obviously, I was unsuccessful. That's not something I take lightly, obviously, because as you know, I have grit and I just keep pushing. But in this instance, it's much larger than I can control. And those individuals that hacked my Facebook didn't really do anything with my Facebook for a while. And then all of a sudden, about 3 weeks ago, they started posting things. And one of the posts, if I recall correctly, was that I bought a horse farm with Bitcoin. Then I was on a billboard about this Bitcoin company. They're now alleging that I'm working for a Bitcoin company in Europe, I think it's out of. I am not working at a Bitcoin company. And if you think about it, if you just think about my career and the trajectory of my career, since I am a public figure and a lot of people have seen my journey and have read the articles and listened to season 1 of my podcast and now season 2, when would I have time to have learned how to do Bitcoin trading? I'm a really smart person, I'd like to believe, and I pick up new talents and things of that nature, just doing podcasts, for example. I've never been a podcast host. I've always been on the other side of the table, as you all know. And here, now there's alleging that I'm a Bitcoin trader when I'm already a clinical researcher. I'm a patient advocate. I am an AI tech CEO. I have my brand and I wrote a book, right? I wrote Rescuing Mom, and it's about elder abuse and mental health. And it's a memoir and self-help book. And it's in tribute of my mom, who was the victim of elder abuse. And we're still dealing with that judicially as well in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. So with all that being said, and the fact that my mom passed away and my brother passed away right after each other, and I'm dealing with my mom's crime and working with the authorities on all that stuff, which you can read in my book, how would I have time to learn how to be a Bitcoin trader? It's just not possible with all the things I'm doing. And not to mention, I'm a mom, right? So these people are putting these posts up saying that I'm this Bitcoin trader. I think it was a couple of days ago, I allegedly was at some conference and they took a picture of me from a couple of years ago when I did a photo shoot. I don't even look like that today. Everybody changes every year. We get a little bit older. I'd like to think that I age backwards, but let's be real, okay? And they also took a post about my deceased brother, which, come on, let's stop, okay? I don't know if these people are trying to make me fearful, if they think that I don't know. I mean, I don't know how they would think that I didn't know. Don't you think that the people that I'm connected to, that you're pretending to be friends with, that you're pretending to be me, don't you think that somebody's going to reach out to me? I mean, tons of people have reached out to me. And unfortunately now we've had to involve the authorities because it is cyber terrorism. And so the reason why I'm coming on to talk about this today is that this is a serious issue. And as I've been learning, unfortunately, through my own experience, which, I mean, come on, guys, don't you think I've been through enough? I mean, really, when you read my book, you're going to be like, wow, I can't believe this lady is still standing here. This lady is still fighting for people. This lady is still using her voice to help others. Why would I be a Bitcoin trader? Why would I do the things that they say I'm doing? It doesn't even make sense. And it also makes me look like I'm crazy, which I'm not. Okay. And I just, I think the call to action here on this podcast is that people really, really pay attention. Pay attention to people who all of a sudden want to be your friend. Pay attention to links that you might get in your email that are phishing emails. So in other words, you click on it, they get into you then. There's all these things that people are trying. And as now I'm starting to explore this issue, just like I explore every other issues that have come up in my life, starting with my father's death and, starting Affinity Patient Advocacy, advocating for patients when they don't feel like they have a voice. That was in 2015. I started the company when my father was dying. And then you've seen me with my brand. Everyone knows, the story about my brand. It was out out of domestic violence that I decided to start my brand. And honestly, I was at the lowest of my low when I started this brand and very ill with my autoimmune diseases. But you know what? I picked myself up and I kept going. And then the issues that happened, when my brother died, that was obviously very shocking. He was only 43 years old and then dying from COVID when I was actually working on COVID treatments that are non-treatments that have been approved by the FDA. These were things I was working on with private nutraceutical-based companies. But then, my mom's crying and dealing with all those things and constantly pushing and working so hard and working with the authorities. And now we're still dealing with this crime and it's post 2 years, right? And now this is happening, right? So now this means that I feel as though I need to speak out about cybersecurity and things of that nature, because you know what? And even though this is about me today, this is something that is unacceptable. It's a form of harassment. It's bullying. It is unacceptable. And I am not going to rest until these people are found and they pay the price for what they've been doing to me. I can only imagine all the other individuals they're doing this to. I'm not the only one. Listen, this isn't all about me. This just happened to me and it's now on my radar and I need to talk about it to everyone. So please remember to pay attention. And if this happens to you, immediately work on handling it with the authorities, making the proper phone calls. And as I navigate through yet another debacle, I will share the things that I learned with all of you, because I feel as though it is my duty and my intended purpose on this planet to help all humans that I interact with, I interface with, or those that I don't even know. Because you know what? When this happens to you, or if it has happened to you and you feel sad by it and you're scared, do not be scared. These people do not deserve the power of you feeling scared. Gives them power. They don't deserve power. What they need to do is get a real job and make their money the appropriate way, rather than stealing people's identities, stealing people's credit card information, stealing people's profiles to pretend to be something else and use them to get ahead. Remember, pay attention. Thank you so much for listening and tuning in. If you have any questions, you know how to get a hold of me. Once again, thank you for listening to Humanitarian Horizons. Christina DiArcangelo Unveiled. Have a wonderful day.